What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to video number 2. Now, I promised you guys we'd do a full walkthrough of the account, and after that I'm getting right into the guides. So first off, what I want to do is kind of introduce you guys to what I have going for myself as a player, and a very special title at the end of the video, so please stick around for that. You'll check it out. You won't be disappointed because Crunchyroll and everybody else has given me this title personally, and I'm wearing it like a proud father. So stick around for that as well. But let's go into the account and let's talk about what over $10,000 gets you in Street Fighter Duel. Now, I want to preface this as usual. If you cannot afford it, do not do it. If you're not a content creator, it's a lot harder because you can't get it taxable. And there's a lot of other reasons not to do it, obviously. And first off, it's just pixels, guys. So be smart about how you spend. Again, that very special title at the end of this video for myself for doing this. And there are a couple of reasons why I wanted to go over this. Number one, it'll open up your eyes in terms of what you get for bang for buck. And number two, whether it's worthwhile investing into a game if you are a dolphin right now and you're looking to maybe spend a little more. And plus, if you're free to play and you kind of want to see the craziness that goes on with whales, this is going to show you everything. So first off, let's go through the character roster. Okay, so as a whale, I guess you can see here most of my characters are going to be SS +5. Now, this is serves many purposes. Number one, when you reach a point in the game, which is stage 36 to 40 plus, you're going to need to have 2 full teams of unique characters, meaning you cannot reuse them per team, eventually going to 3 at 37, and then 4 at 38, and then it just continues growing. I believe maybe 4 might be the maximum amount of teams you need, so it is imperative for you to get your S+5s if you plan to hit endgame. Now, that's very daunting for a lot of free-to-play players, and I don't blame you. This is not meant to happen in 25 days of playing. This is what a whale does, though. A whale speeds ahead and then gets hit into a brick wall and can't push through anymore because money just can't solve all the problems. Now, I'm going to say this as well. I am not the biggest whale in the game. I'm far from it, as a matter of fact. I'm maybe top 10, I'd say, in global. Maybe top 7. But I am doing and performing extremely well for somebody who is 40 plus levels behind the biggest whales. As a matter of fact, I'm literally this close to catching up to them from intelligent play. Not saying that they're not intelligent, but I'm just a lot more methodical with my character building and team designing, and I'm going to obviously help you guys through that as well. So first off, I want to just show you guys this real quick. Of course, you can see SSS +5, so the global awakening is almost complete, but most of these characters are almost all done, and there is another reason why this needs to happen anyways, even if you're free to play eventually, and I'll walk you guys through that video later on. But this is a lot of where the money goes, guys. It's building these characters, summoning a ton of times, using wishes, faction roles, divinations, of course, and these characters alone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, serve as the biggest chunk of money spent. When you're getting your Bisons, your Kens, your Gens, your Juries, and your Roses up to SSS+5, you require a lot of divination cards, and that requires a lot of poison packs, which we're going to cover in another video. So this is what a whale will do. They will go ahead and speed through and collect all these characters as quick as possible. Now, that does help with progression, obviously, but there's another part to this that plays a financial role. With the introduction of vehicles, right, that also puts a big dollar figure in front. These vehicles make a character even more broken, like Bison, right? So if you don't know what a vehicle is, you collect. They just introduced it recently in our version. It's been around for a very long time in the Chinese version. You open up the smart shop, the workshop, and you actually start rolling just like any other gacha for cars. Now, there are unique cars that you can get for each character, and every time you collect 3 to 6, it unlocks a special move. So, for example, for Judgment of the Abyss, if you get 3 out of 3 cars, a Return of the Infernal triggers Psycho Absorb max level. At the enemy unit that deals fatal damage to the fighter, the Psycho Absorb triggers won't restore HP and deals 25% less damage. So it kind of brings you back to life for this one. I believe that's what it does. I don't even know 100%. And then the second one, this one makes a lot more sense. 6 out of 6. If the target's HP is below 40%, the last hit of Psycho Absorb will execute the target, dealing true damage up to 194% of attack. So that one's huge. And these are all passives that you get. So as you can see here, I've got Bison, I've got Ken, and Ken's is even nuttier. If the enemy teams to fail to remove Dragon Rage Curse before it expires, all enemies cannot receive healing or shield for 6 seconds, making him an incredible PvP character. If your team successfully removes the curse before it expires, the healing and shields your team receives are increased by 35% for 12 seconds. So that's a PvE trait right there. If your team successfully removes the Dragon Curse before it expires, this is 6 out of 6, the enemy team's Dragon Curse immediately expires, meaning they don't even have a chance, and they instantly lose the skill which Dragon Curse offers. It's nuts. They lose, I believe it's 25%. They get 25% more damage, and the enemy takes 1,200% more damage of Ken's attack. So it's an absolutely like a necessity at this point to get the 6 out of 6 cards. So as you can see here, a lot of the money has gone into this, and along the way we've been getting other ones like random Dawson ones, random Evil Ryu ones. I mean, almost done. Sakura's almost done. Bisangis, like it's just happening randomly, right? So a lot of the money is going to this. So if I'm going to do a breakdown from character, I'd say characters are about $6 grand to resources included in that. So $6 grand for characters and resources. I'd say about $3 grand on cars. Yeah, I think three grand on cars, and then the rest of it is going to be sitting in collecting stuff for the time being. So a huge one right now is going to be these boost stone kits. If you don't know what those are, because you're free to play and you haven't got there yet, is when you get an SSS character, or SS plus character, sorry, you unlock this section right here, which is the exclusive weapon or item for the character. You require 3 sets of stones, right? You require the purple stones, the legendary orange stones, and then you finally require the specialty stones for each of the classes. And this is what costs the next amount of money. So if you're looking to see what a whale is spending their money on, this is how we're doing it. Now, what does that equate to in terms of where are we in terms of the actual game, right? So let me show you. When you go to explore, and you want to check out the Supreme Fist, for example, I'm currently sitting at level 466. Here's the funny thing. Here's what Crunchyroll is doing. As you guys can see here, I'm the only one that's actually got to this point on my server. If you look at the leader pack right here, if I click on this, the enemy has 119 million power. Okay, I've been beating enemies up to this point with a large margin difference of power, right? So I finally got to this point, and this is what happens. Watch this. Bam! Look at that. Insufficient power, 27 million. Get stronger and try again. So in English terms, because that ain't English to me, in English terms what that says is, jackass, take out your wallet, spend another 5 G's, get up there and start kicking some ass with your wallet. And that's not happening. And I want to say this now, since the controversy and after Ken came out, I stopped spending completely, because I'm waiting for them to add additional items, new characters, etc. to make this different. So that is a crazy thing to see when you're still trying to play the game, and now they've cock-blocked you with a hard stop. So that's a huge one. Another place to spend some money on, I forgot to mention this, was actually the training section, the EX moves. EX moves are a critical part of this game. With the Ken summons, obviously you get the Goromagala blast, but the other ones here are all actually pretty important. Like for example, the Vigilante one is an amazing EX move, and I've been spending the package to get this every week. Also spent a little bit to get the Crazy Potato, as well as the Charm, which Toxic Love I think is one of the best EX moves in the game, and I'll cover EX moves altogether and which one you should be aiming for. So these are pretty critical to your progression. Now, with that being said, how does that equate to Arena? Well, Arena, I mean, you pretty much are going to face other whales. At the moment at the top, Salty has actually kind of stopped playing as much, so that makes it easier for me. But helps with PvP. In terms of Battle Royale, it's really pointless to care about global. You don't really get anything. Just get the King of the Streets title and get first or second on your server ranking. You're golden. The rest is all just bragging rights. And then, of course, the Super Showdown is the one that really will help you, because you need more than one team. You need 3 teams in order to compete here and keep on top. And these actually provide you with resources to get characters like Rose and other A characters as well too. So very useful to have. But that's where I am in terms of whaling for PvP. Now this is where it gets crazy. In PvE, I'm at 3740. Now, if you click on the 30, if you click on a stage like a boss stage, you can actually see who's completed it in their lineup. If you look at my team, I think I showed you guys this already. I'm level 364, right? Okay, 364. Keep that in mind. If you go to stage lineup, the only people that I've beaten it are these people here. All right. Now, if you look at people's levels, 405, right? 400, 405. And right now, 405 is the max level, guys. 405, 402, and lastly, 398. So I'm literally 30 levels behind the top player or the lowest player that beat this specific stage. And you require 3 full teams. All right? So this is where we get hard stop. So again, you want to progress, you better spend. Or, because it's an idle game, be patient. Let new features, let new content, let new characters come out, such as Akuma, who's coming out next week or sometime in April, who will help you progress without spending as much money. All right, so that is what I wanted to show you guys. Now, in terms of resources, what am I sitting on? I've actually been collecting quite a bit. If you can see here, this is going all towards Goken and Akuma, and hopefully one day Gotetsu, if he ever comes out, or Seth, will be getting that as well too. I've been saving all my stones for Akuma here. I've been saving these for Akuma here, and I'm hoping to get him maxed out. I've also been collecting all the T2 and T1 fragments I can along the way through idling, and right now I'm also collecting cars. So any SSS vehicles, these ones here let you choose the ones you want for your character. So right now, no money spent. It's literally all idling and all collecting as much as you can. Now, how does this money equate to events? That's something that's really important, right? Now, if you look at guilds, boss fights, I might not be the biggest whale, but I'm number 2. I'm right below the biggest whale. Even though I'm not even top 10 whale right now, I'd say I'm still doing pretty damn well again, because I understand the characters I have, I understand how to put them in teams, which we'll talk about team building in the future. But this is what it helps you do: get second to first place on Crusades, Guild Shadows. It depends on who you're playing with. I'm currently 3rd. I just raid these. I honestly don't even attempt anymore. It's just not worth it. Here, I also I think was 2nd. I've just been raiding. I should probably attempt to 1 to see where I can hit. And then also going into the monster invasion, where am I in terms of each of these battles? Well, if we look at it, the leaderboards, I'm number 2, right? This one here, I was number 2 as I was number 5 on this one actually, but this one here I was first, and I think here I was like 4th. So as you can see here, it depends on how you build your teams. You can actually get the most bang for your buck for these events, so that's a pretty big deal. But is it worth $10 to $13,000? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So that is it, guys, right there. I just want to show you guys where I'm sitting at, where my characters are at, what my power level's at. Some people have spent up to $20,000 to $25,000 already in the first 30 days, less than 30 days of the game. And yeah, so the title I was talking to you guys about, if you look up top here, you're about to see it. There it is. That's the title I got for doing that. So for those who are thinking of spending, remember the title. That might be hovering over your head eventually, but just enjoy the game for what it is, guys. I know there's been a lot of issues and controversy, but it's still a lot of fun. You can play just as fun and have just as fun playing as free to play as you will as a whale. Now, granted, you don't get the access to some of the exclusive characters like Ken, and I will be doing the top 10 free to play, top 10 whale characters as well too shortly in another video. The game is still a lot of fun, so enjoy for what it is, guys. Please remember, spend responsibly. If you can't afford it, don't put yourself in a hole. It's just a pixel. When the game does shut down, and it eventually will, you take everything. Sorry, you get nothing with you, they take everything with them. So again, guys, hope this kind of opens some of your eyes to see what a whale can do, and if it's worth whaling, and I've already given you that answer. Enjoy the game, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Have a great one, everybody.